Hello. Today we met with Shira again. Last time I helped her to onboard to what we do in Catalyst School and to see if she is interested in creating content. Our first session was successful, and we have the meeting notes in the Miro board. And we had a bit of discussion how would the process look like. Well, right now we do small operations, meeting to meeting, share insights and our work. So we're not gonna plan like a whole management part just yet. But if time requires though, and then of course I can do it. Today I also wanted to share that new document where I brought into this Miro board
Oh, nice.
discussion into like a text format. I already actually have it open, so I can close this. And at first, I kind of previously like where it starts, so we're going to have the connection that these like texts start from here, but I'm not gonna like do too many of like more of these pictures, but it's like going from left to right in and you corresponding to the sequences shown on the Mirabot, what we had in the first session. And yeah, so and these checkboxes are then representing the fact where people can submit their answer. And yeah, so if you have any like ideas how to add or remove, this link will be shared and available. Everybody could add text, comment text, and let's create descriptions for the website together. And yeah, so I also in the end started adding more of these like red text. So these would be like the missing things or tasks. So where to put learn more about this role. So we had a discussion that we wanted to give links to like proposers. So now the question is like, do we add it after that we talk about the proposer, or we add it somewhere at the end of the lesson? So these kinds of like answers and feedback would be valuable. I'm gonna myself go do this document until then add some descriptions and ideas what also needs to be in the sharing, well, not in sharing, but introduction to Project Catalyst, and what should be a link to a next source of information. And yeah, so that is about that. And you had a question, so.
I did apologize. So I've actually done a couple of these when I'm going to say like, you know, where you go online and you go through a course that's not, I guess, asynchronous, whatever. And I do like the fact that when you go through it, you know, they have embedded like links to things in context so that you don't have to wait to the end of the lesson, because then you might have forgotten why it confused you in the first place. So me personally, I do like it when like those links are brought up as they are relevant, as opposed to waiting, like footnoting it. Or I should say endnoting it. Like footnotes are better, in my personal opinion, footnotes are better versus endnotes, if you get my point.
But I prefer to stay as a footnotes.
Oh, no, sorry. I guess, no, my point is just saying, like, you know how footnotes come along as you're reading, as opposed to endnotes. You have to like finish reading an entire chapter and then they have a bunch of endnotes. And you're like, oh, and then you're like cross-referencing. You're like, oh, wait, where did I read that? So I would say like linking as the issues come up. So like, for instance, you know, like you say a proposal does this or something. And like maybe you give like an example, having that where you read proposal, even if it brings the person out of it, I still think that having that hyperlink within that context of when you speak about it, as opposed to waiting at the end, is better.
I added the comment here, so, and this would be like an asynchronous activity. that we share the document and everybody can add their own comments. And yeah, one thing I haven't done, I think I should figure it out fast. The next step is to know what is the deadline for all of this content. So
Oh,
we
yeah,
have
and then
a
work
time frame.
backward. Yes, yes. Legit.
So I'm gonna do that also around today or tomorrow. Basically, I think the next meeting on Tuesday also we can figure it out offline. There, like, I will bring the information. Okay.
Oh, do you say your name Tevo or Tivo?
Table.
Tevo. Okay, so Tevo, my question to you is with the funding cycle task, is there like, or funding cycle, is there like a larger document I need to pull from that already, like, I imagine something already exists that you would like for me to pull from?
So you mean text or information, or what you mean by pulling?
Yeah, like maybe like a text document you want me to sort of pull the like larger information from. So like, okay.
So you could have that's just a better knowledge of what's okay. So basically, in this Miro board, when you get to it, you will in the middle there is like this innovation fund environment to explore the highest potential of human collaboration.
Okay.
And it's basically it's split into two main things. One are roles, which are these yellow ones or orange ones, and then stages, which are these green ones. And you are talking about funding cycles. So these like insight sharing. There is. So yeah, if you zoom in insight sharing stage, and if you want to learn more about it, then here is like a few videos talking about that section, and there is a Gitbook link. So when you click on stuff on in any of these like links, you have this opportunity to go into the source.
Okay.
And then you can learn about like what is insight sharing stage, and here is like a lot of text about that stage in particular. One thing I did want to cover what seemed a bit odd, like the last stage when we talk about what now. So when people go through this brief introduction of cycles and proposals and roads, and then they're presented, okay, where could they go next, and giving them the opportunity. So in the Miro board, there was these sections called sharing an idea, helping proposers, or looking for the what's happening right now. And they kind of created them all into questions. Do you want to share an idea? And then under that, there is like a share proposal related things and communication channels. And then another question, do you want to help other community members? And then you will learn about, you get like advisor guide links and other communication channels. But doing this kind of method, I realized like with every section I share community channels. So is that too repetitive, or we should kind of rephrase questions a bit differently? Or
yeah, because you're not gonna maybe feel comfortable with this idea of like community, like you said, like the community channels or whatever, like throughout it, because you're still like learning and you're still, so it's good to know that they're there. But I can see that when you wrap it up, that it's like, okay, now here's what you can do to jump in. And so I do think it's important to put it at that point, like after they finish the course, we'll call it, to say, okay, here, what would you like? This is how you can jump in. It's like coming back to that, call to action. So I think it's perfect having it like this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. We'll see. Well, once we get the links here, and then we also visually see it, how it looks in the website.
Yeah.
You can have a bit of.
Yeah, because at that point, like I said, they're still learning, and at that point, they might actually know what like the member channels are and what that means. Like the other day, I had to ask somebody, "What does ATH mean?" And they're like, after town hall, I'm like, oh, duh, gotcha.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like you can know about all these things and still not piece anything together. So hopefully by the time they get to this point, they know what all this stuff means.
Okay. But yeah, that was quick recap and nice touchdown where we are at. How do you feel? You think you reach some final stage by Tuesday?
For
I mean,
sure. Can you send me the logo?
yes, logo. Gonna write it down to myself. And then I'm gonna send you the logo in Discord and in the
Sweet.
I will put it also in
Perfect.
this today's section.
Perfect.
I know, maybe
Perfect.
I should do some Maribor guides, but the yellow windows kind of show that these are like meetings happening. And then if you
You know what's
remember,
funny? The best way I can put it is I love like when we have the meetings that you have this board to go through. But when it comes, and then like the fact, like I said, I could reference, like I was like, oh man, what was my excitement? And I could go to it. But I do love the links that you put in Discord, even better. When it comes up to just sitting down and being like, okay, I've got to sit down, I got to get something done. So thank you for both.
yeah, Discord is like, yeah, especially when you privately talk, then you're, okay, I need this information to have this. Oh yeah, that person.
Exactly.
That link is just
Exactly. So it was like good to have the context, but it was good to just have those links like boom, 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 just to get to work.
okay. I'm gonna stop recording.
Yeah.
Stop sharing.